welcome to I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday, but I did laundry, so it doesn't count. And today we got, today we got 47,866 words. All today. That would be something. I think that something is called impossible. No, but today it's 2180 is what we got. And that means that if we write, we, I guess being the royal we, and you along for the ride, 2,134 words tomorrow, then we'll hit the goal of 50,000 words. I'm really excited about it. I don't know, it's like, I feel like this month has been interesting, and I also can't believe tomorrow's the 19th. I don't know, I can't tell if it's gone really fast or really slow, or how I feel about it. Today's writing was very easy. I don't know, I think maybe it's partially because I wrote it earlier. It's 10:30 now, but that's just the time that it took me to get around to doing this part. I actually finished my writing at like 8 something, which was better than it's been, and I'm not sure if part of it's because I wrote it earlier and so my brain was just working better, or if it's because I had a productive morning in other ways, but not too mentally draining. So, ooh, I think there's something on fire outside. Well, we might be hearing some trucks at some point. There's also a lot of garbage fires here for some reason. We get alerts a lot, like people setting dumpsters on fire. I can't tell if it's that or like a building. Whatever it is, that smoke is strong. Beyond the fire, we're going pretty strong though. It's been good. Today's writing went well. I think I said that already. Very distracted. I wrote a bit of the scenes that I've been working on from my other. So I'm currently working on, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters' points of views sporadically throughout. There's 2 that I feel like it's predominantly focused on. One is every so often. The other one is maybe like 2 or 3 times total, and then one character I think I have once, which is more just like a sneaky thing. So I've been focusing on the 2 main ones. I still only have 1 main character, but this other character's got an interesting journey. So we don't see all of it, not like we do for Hitoshi's story, but what we do see of her travels and her experiences is definitely a different path to the one he takes. And you kind of see a bit of how the tension grows between them because of the values that she starts to gain throughout her journey. So I wanted to make sure that that was significant enough in giving a reason for those characters that I've been working on to have perspectives in the book, because I know I was saying that a couple vlogs, or at least sometimes last week ago, that it's good to have these characters to give the overall story direction, because it's not just the main character getting from point A to point whatever, it's getting the story from point A to whatever, using the characters to push that story and the narrative along, following the ones that give you the most insight or interesting story capabilities in the moment, that helps you build tension and not give away too much information, but who have like relevance to that plot point without being redundant. And so that's why I think Multi POV is a very interesting tool, just because you get all of those different dynamics and directions. And I've tried to do this once before. There's a book that I've been working on that I stopped, that's got like 70-something thousand words that I don't even know, I guess it's pretty close to being a full, like, rough draft. I have to go back. That was one of those ones where I started it and I couldn't stop editing it as I was going. Like, there were things that I was like, this is just not right, and then I couldn't focus on the future, only on what I'd written. So I'm thinking if I finish this book, the next thing I'll do is go back and work on that one and just try to do it in the same format of just sprinting, First I'll go back and just remember everything I did. But that book, I have 2 perspectives, but they're in like parts. So it's like part 1 is one character's perspective, and then part 2 is the other one. And part 3 is sort of how their stories mesh together. So it's different. This is a different way of going about it. But I like it. It's interesting, because I think from the get-go I had originally thought that Hitoshi was going to be like the only one, which I know I've mentioned before. So it was interesting just how the story began to necessitate these other characters having more significant roles. Like every character, not every character, but I've given at least 3 characters bigger roles in this book than I had originally planned, that were like, the one was just like an off mention, the other one was sort of like, was gonna be a little bit in there, but she's the one who now has the second most popular point of view in the book. And then the third one, I don't even think I really, like, she wasn't really a plan. I have this sort of like a group of 3 who are sort of on the opposition side from our main characters, like camp, if you will. It doesn't really work out that way, but you know what I'm saying. So I knew these 2 characters who they were sort of going to be generally. And then I knew there was going to be a third one, but I didn't know anything about them. And she's now become one of the more important characters in our main character's life on that arc. So it's very strange how the story has just changed as I've been writing, especially with sprinting and like planting, pantsing, when I don't actually even have a plan to do that when I'm writing in the moment, and it just happens, and I'm like, oh yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's nice when you can just clear your own mind and write. I'm really bad at meditation, which sounds like a very like random thing to just say, but I think it's kind of that mindset of letting all the extra stuff go and just writing. I imagine that's what successful meditation must be like, is just letting things go and just whatever. I don't know, I'm not good at that, but I imagine that's what it must be. Maybe this is sort of a form of it. I don't know. Catharsis in some way. But then there's also like the pressure of being timed, so it's like relaxing and also stressful. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't find sprinting competitive. Like, I know that's a thing when you sprint with people. It's like, ooh, who can write the most words? But I feel like it's just, can we all write words in this amount of time and like do something productive? And if so, then we all win. Which is, I'm competitive in a lot of ways, but that's not one of them. So it all works out. But I don't know, yeah, today's been good. I'm just like super antsy. I'm like, what am I gonna write tomorrow that's gonna be my 50,000 word chapter? Like, what's gonna be that benchmark? Although I will say I'm at like 62,726 words overall in the book. I have more words because I think I started with, I don't know, somewhere like around 20,000 words, but I haven't logged them all in my log of chapters because I wouldn't consider the chapters that some of the stuff isn't as done. So some of it is in my like excerpts where I have to put it in at some point somewhere, or like I have like chopped up bits of chapters that I'm like working on that I've been adding in the last couple days. Like, there's stuff in different places, so I have more written than that, but I wouldn't consider it written enough to put it solidly in the category of done enough for a rough draft. So even though it exists, I'm not going to count it because I feel like that's just cheating in my own mind, and I have very strict and weird rules for myself that nobody else probably cares about or uses, but to me, very rigid rules. So yeah, today's been good. I'm feeling good. I'm just excited about tomorrow, honestly. Man, I just can't believe it's happening. Watch me be like, oh man, I only wrote 16 something tomorrow and I still have one more day. If I do that, somebody used to yell at me. I mean, unless I'm having a really sad day or something, and then maybe don't yell at me because that would make me even more sad, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to start early, she says now, and just get it done. That would be so nice. If I can, I tell myself that like every day when I have time in the morning before other things. I'm like, just write right now, and then you won't have to do it at nighttime. No. No, that's not how anything ever works out. So, I'm not gonna make that claim and say it's true or that it will happen, but I will put into the universe I would like to write in the morning and get it done, hit 50,000 words, and then we can open the t-shirt. Wouldn't that just be swell? Oh man. Yeah, I don't have a ton today. It's more just like, it's like one of those bridging chapters I was talking about. It's getting us from a point to another point, and it has relevance, and it's kind of exciting in its own way, in a building sort of manner, but the real excitement comes after. So that's what this day is. It's just the close to the midpoint turn of this whole shebang emotionally. Time-wise, we're already there, but emotionally getting there. Because for me, I feel like the falling action is more, getting past the 50,000 and just seeing how far we can go until we hit November 30th. And like all the traveling stuff is coming up next week. I think Monday or something. I don't know. So we'll see what happens writing-wise and also vlog-wise. I'm gonna try to like keep going, but we'll be on a plane and then we'll be with family, and so like I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. Or like what the Wi-Fi situation is gonna be like, the lighting. I have no idea. So it's all up in the air. But tomorrow is another day, and it hopefully will be a very exciting one. So I'm gonna leave y'all up here for today, and tomorrow we will reconvene, and mayhaps celebrate? I hope. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and for now, sweet dreams.